What's good, YouTube? It's KB with JusDueBoxing, back with another video. Today we got an entertaining matchup at the 154-pound junior middleweight division between Erickson the Hammer Lubin and Sebastian the Tower Inferno Fundora. Lubin coming in at 24 wins, 1 loss, 17 wins by knockout, 26 years old. He 5'9" and a half, 74 and a half inch reach, southpaw. Fundora, he coming in at towering 6'5" and a half, 18-0-1, 12 KOs, 80-inch reach, 23 years old. He is southpaw as well. So that's interesting all in itself. The battle of the southpaws. This fight is for an interim title at 154 pounds, while Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano have a rematch for undisputed after their first fight ended in a draw back in July of this year, which was a very entertaining and competitive matchup. And the WBC is looking to mandate the winners to fight. So the winner out of Lubin versus Fundora will fight the winner out of Charlo versus Castano. So we could potentially be getting a rematch between Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo. As long as both fighters win their upcoming fights, that rematch look like it's on the table. And as we all know, Lubin was caught early in the first round in his fight with Charlo with a shot he didn't see and was badly knocked out, which some people were saying it was a little too soon for Lubin. He was a little too green. He might have bit off more than he could chew. And like I said, he was knocked out early, so we didn't really get to see how that fight would have materialized had he not got caught with a shot so early. But it is what it is. It's boxing. Jermell Charlo won that fight by knockout. On to the next. But if Lubin wants another shot at Charlo, he definitely got to handle business against Sebastian Fundora, which is definitely not going to be no easy task. I mean, Fundora going to have a significant 8-inch height advantage. He coming in, like I said, towering at 6'5" and a half, which is extremely tall for the junior middleweight division. He's going to have a 5.5-inch reach advantage as well, which could present some challenges all in itself for Lubin. I mean, Fundora, he's tall, he's rangy, throw a lot of punches, got some decent pop on his punches at only 23. But one thing I noticed about Fundora is he doesn't always use his physical gifts. Sometimes he gives up his height and his reach. And if you ask me, I don't think he's that polished in the inside. So sometimes fighters are able to get in the inside and work. And another thing I noticed is he gets hit a lot. He's not very defensive responsible. Keeps his chin high in the air. I feel like a fighter of Lubin's skill level, he's gonna be able to take advantage of those mistakes and make them pay. I mean, I see this fight still being competitive. I think once Lubin finds his range, distance, and his timing, I think that's when you'll start to see him separate, and you'll see him separate with his skill set. And I think ultimately he's gonna beat Fundora. Fundora has shown, in the past that he's durable. He's very durable. He got a chin. But like I said, we know Lubin, his nickname is the Hammer, and we know he got power in both hands. Not just power, he's skilled. He definitely has a high IQ. Good ring generalship. He's improved, I believe, since the Charlo loss. And as I said, he has power in both hands. So if Fundora's not careful, he could definitely find himself being knocked out. And with Lubin, on the other hand, some people still, they question his chin and they think he's a little chinny, but like I say, he only lost one fight, and that was the knockout loss to Jermell Charlo. I mean, anybody could have got knocked out with that shot, and it's because it's always the shots you don't see that get you out of there. And if you seen the fight, you would know that Lubin he never seen that shot coming from Jermell, and he was knocked out early. But since then, I mean, he's done a good job. He's won every fight since then. He's looked impressive. He's continued to improve. And I'm looking forward to this matchup against Fundora just to see how he's going to deal with a guy that's almost 6'6". I mean, this guy is almost the same height as Wilder, but he's at junior middleweight, 154 pounds, which is amazing to me. I don't know how in the hell a 6'5.5" fighter is making 154 pounds, but maybe he can do it. He can get away with it because he's so young. We'll see as his career progress. I could easily see him easily moving up to super middleweight, maybe even light heavy at 6'5.5", but he is a skinny kid. He's a tall, skinny kid. And he can fight though. But like I said, he gets hit a lot. And his one of his assets is he lets his hands go. He throws so many punches. But I think that could ultimately come back to haunt him, to hurt him, especially against a fighter like Lubin, high skill level, high IQ. Southpaw, they're both southpaws, but I believe Lubin is the more polished, more skilled fighter, and I think he's gonna show that. Like I said, I think once he get used to that height and reach, he get his timing down. I think from that point on, you'll start to see him separate from Fundora. But like I said earlier, Fundora got some nice pop on his punches, so Lubin definitely got to be awake the whole fight. You can't fall asleep. You can't get lazy in there. Can't take his eye off the ball for 1 minute in there, or he could find himself getting knocked out. And if you know how I know for a fact, if it's one fight Lubin wants, he won his rematch with Jermell Charlo. And like I said, as long as it's Charlo, if Charlo wins the Castano rematch, and Lubin wins his fight against Fundora, I mean, that's the next fight up. So it's definitely a rematch I would want to see, because I always thought if Lubin didn't get caught in that first round, I always thought he could have found a way to win. I thought that fight would have been a lot more entertaining. I'm not just going to say Lubin would have won, but on paper, that was about a 50-50 fight. But and once they got in the ring, Jermell shows you otherwise. But still in all, that him getting caught early it doesn't dictate how the whole fight would have played out had it went the distance, or had it went to the later rounds or past the first. So we're going to see. We're going to see what's up next. Hopefully, like I said, I want to see Charlo win against Castano, because I would love to see him become undisputed. Then I would love to see Lubin get his rematch and his shot at Charlo on all those belts. I think that would be two great fights for Charlo and for Lubin as well, as long as he could win against Fundora. So, another thing to note, Fundora's coming. His last fight was a unanimous decision win over Sergio Garcia, who's 33-0, relatively unknown. And Lubin's coming off an impressive KO win himself over Jensen Rosario back in June of this year, who was also knocked out by Charlo back in September of 2020 with a body shot. So Lubin and Charlo share a common opponent in which they both knocked out. And they also fought another similar fighter in Jorge Cota, in which they both KO'd as well. So, that just makes that rematch that much more interesting. That's something that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. That's a fight I hope we get. So that's my thoughts. And to the next one, y'all get in the comment section, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon. Y'all let me know if there's any fights out there that y'all like to hear me break down and give y'all my thoughts on. And as always, y'all get in that comment section and let me know if I gave Erickson the hammer Lubin and the tower Inferno Sebastian Fundora that just do, because that's what I like to do over here, Just Do Boxing. And to the next one, I'm out. Peace.